Welcome everyone. This is going to be the start of a very special series. I don't know how long it's going to last. It starts with a typo, so it's not gonna go far. It's about my favorite game from the DOS era, Pizza Tycoon. Also called Pizza Connection, which sounds horrible. This game is about you trying to set up a pizza restaurant, managing the incredible depth of things that you can do. I struggle for words because it is very complicated for a 1994 game. It can be off-putting to some, but it's part of why I liked it, I think. Okay, we got our cursor, and it's recording. First, DosPot recording, so I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be explaining things as I go on, if I can. It's been such a long time, but I love this game. So we're going to start a new game and hopefully not die within the first year. So free mode is you start with absolutely nothing. You have to take out a loan, rent a restaurant, make the recipes. It takes more time than quick start does, and there are no real benefits to doing free mode. Mission mode gives you a set of objectives to do. Gameplay is divided into days, and each day you can accomplish a certain amount of stuff. You have to achieve certain things on certain days for mission mode, and some of it's just fucking intense, so we're not going to do that. We're going to go quick start, and do I want a large restaurant or a small restaurant? And that's the question. I'll go with large, because I'm fat. Now, I don't remember too much, but I think normal is a little bit difficult. So I'm just going to go with easy. So that's what our diner's called. We can rename it to, I don't know, Snakesville. Hiss, and then there's my character. What isn't immediately obvious is these arrows make you be able to, you can switch your characters around, and they've got stats. So money is largely irrelevant because you'll have to go and take out a loan anyway. More important factors are things like age. As a character ages, they'll lose the ability to stay up quite as late, so you get less done during a play day, which sounds dirty. Popularity affects many things, including relationship with suppliers, how many customers are willing to come in. Health and energy are linked in that sort of how long can you be awake sort of way. I don't know what intelligence does. Charisma factors into personal interactions and is fairly important. Dexterity comes in handy with, shall we say, naughty things. Personality, I might have confused personality with popularity. Whoopsiekins. Cooking and courage, not really big things. But I'm going to go for someone who's either got high popularity and personality or both. So this guy looks good on paper. He's actually got pretty alright stats, and we might come back to him. But some of him isn't amazing. So this guy's fairly young. He looks like a monkey. Fairly healthy, not very popular. I'm trying to get... Oh, hello. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna be Elvis Bailey, guys. We're gonna be a alcoholic drink. I've only done enough research before starting this recording to find out that Berlin is a good recommended location to start. Might be expensive though. I don't know if that was like a troll tip, but you can select which city to start in, and the game just does a snap of its fingers and you get a free restaurant. So let's pick Berlin. You have the world map, and in this world map somewhere you have a restaurant. I'm in trouble because I can't see it. I see it. It's down here. This is my restaurant out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. And this counts as a large, so that's lovely. Another benefit to playing this game, other than showing off how great it is you don't hear the goddamn keyboard clacking so much. I apologize about my mechanical keyboard. So we're provided with basic furnishings and tables, and there's the kitchen we can go into. And there is an oven. And that's not a whole lot to work with, but then neither is our coffer amount. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the phone area. We want to phone up a bank, and you get your pick of which one. They're almost always puns, and they're almost always relevant to where they are. But one thing I like about this game is every character you have dealings with, I'll just show you. Hello, Bank of Germany. I would like some money. We can offer you $21,000. Repay it in a year. 2,000 per month. That's pretty extreme, but we can probably deal with it. So now we have more cash. And, you know, that's fine. But what if I had gone to this bank? Well, then we have... I'm pretty sure this is someone, but I can't remember the name. Okay, one more for shits and giggles. Ich bin eine Bank. Right. Smashing. That looks like a comedian. My first instinct was to say Jimmy Hoffa, who probably isn't a comedian, and I don't know what they look like, so never mind me. But so through this menu, you have many things you can do. You can go to the police. You can go to the mayor. You can endear yourselves to him, suck up to them. Others, we'll get to this later. Insurance companies let you be scamtastic. That is a valid tactic, and we will hopefully not make use of it. I expect, as I'm rusty, that this first playthrough will fail miserably. Real estate agents let you rent and buy new properties, but only if you... So if you're just like this, in this little info window, there's nothing. You will not be able to call anyone. If you click this, or for sale and rent, this guy, and then you dial him up while this is still here, you can negotiate. And this fucker just opened his pizza restaurant next to mine. You little dick. So, am I happy with furnishings? Well, sort of, but let's add another oven. This, I used to think this piggy bank icon was just a splat, because I'm stupid. You know, you can probably see that we have one of these little shits. They're wholly inadequate, so we buy a second one. It doesn't really matter where it is. And main restaurant, I'm actually happy with for some reason. Like we can probably put in a table, and we have quite a bit of selection here too. You know, luxury furnishings. A chair costs quite a significant amount, and we're probably not going to do that. But Small and Sunny has some lovely, reliable, I want to say mid-range options, but this is garish, but it's relatively cheap. It's that low. Oh dear fucking god. It's that low tier of restaurants that I'm sure everyone's been into that just kind of smells smoky and slightly funny, and you can't really figure out why. Oh, thank you for... Yeah. So, it's not... You'll see your staff moving around. They'll try to avoid chairs and whatever. And it's a good idea to allow them to do so, but it's not, as I've read, it's not necessary. I don't know if that's true, but... I'll try to be reasonable about it. And even the flooring, we can find that young people like our thing this much. The punks, the older teens don't really. Middle-aged, well, I say young adults, I'll say. This looks more middle-aged. This is, but yeah, so you get what this is, I'm sorry. I get to talk a lot. I'm both good and terrible at it because I'm an unfocused stream of consciousness. Currently, we have absolutely nobody to do jack shit in the restaurant. We're going to want to hire people with high trustworthiness and cooking for chefs, because their cooking skill determines the quality of the pizzas, as well as slightly influence the pizzas per day stat. We're going to want to meet the demand, the daily demand. Motivation is another important thing. If someone's not trustworthy, they're likely to steal, and they're likely to just go, I'm not coming into work, my alarm clock went off, fuck you if you think you can prove it. So this guy has amazing stats. Fairly trustworthy, not really up to working too hard, but the big problem is the health. This guy's going to get legitimately ill a lot and will probably end up being booted out a lot. As a note, if you go to the applications, you get this. You know, for each of them there's a humorous little blurb. Go back and pause if you'd like to read that. I kept thinking these were her boobs when I was young. Jesus, fuck. Right, so, oh, he does not want to work. Oh, she's solid. Like, her serving is shit, but we're gonna hire her to be a chef. You know, we don't give half a fuck. 280 a day. I feel like that's not enough, so we're gonna look, and I used to always go backwards. I can't even tell you why. She's alright, she's solid. You know, I don't see anything wrong with her, so we're gonna hire Gretchen Grumdrop. 520 output. in the kitchen's alright. Oh, that face is so beautiful, isn't it? Oh, and that one. Oh, heavens. As soon as I exit this menu, I'm going to be booted into the next day. The longer I dally, the more of a hit my health will take. This is fucking golden right here. I'm from up north where we eat lots of fish pizza. I'm an old sea dog and I learned to cook on board ship. I'd be an ideal cook for you, wouldn't I? So, yeah, fine, whatever. Except you're like a waiter, so yeah. I gotta hurry as I... Oh. Mediocre serving, 190. I forgot. What are we at? 180. Wow, we're gonna need to find someone really good. Oh, bust a gun. Silas Spook, Marcel Plumbus. I used to hire her a lot. She's like a PTA, student teacher council assassin. Assassin? What? Assistant? I don't know what the actual fuck I'm talking about. The one thing you can do is not fuck the menus. She's going to give it... That's more like it. So this guy's going to give us 180 pizzas. What we can do is go into the wages menu, bump it up by 50, and suddenly he wants to work a bit harder. So it's still not 510, which is worrying. And also raises the motivation. It was 59, and now it's 64. I can afford to do this much, and we're not at 510, but it should do. I cannot goddamn speak. Recipe list, because we chose Quick Start. We have the recipe information here. Calories, not really important. Fatty, sweet, salty, hot. They'll play into customer preferences. I think appearance is rated out of 100, and that this is a visually appealing pizza. I'm not quite sure what the refinement is. Maybe a blend of tastes, I'm not sure. And trend is a number. Individual parts on the pizza will have a trend. Like, ooh, tomatoes give you cancer! So suddenly it's going to have a -20 trend. And if you have pizzas with tomatoes in them, they'll take an automatic 20 hit. That sort of thing. Imitation is just because how they look compared to the original. So this costs this much to make per unit currently, and is this popular with people. And I want it on the list. So I'm going to say, I'm going to put it on the menu. And I feel cheeky enough to charge not numpad amount, $4.99. That gives me tidy profit margins without being too much of a rude asshole. This is much the same, but is quite a bit cheaper to make, so I'm just going to slap that on at $3.99. Young people really like the, whatever the hell this is, for something. It's not cheese, because that would be formaggi, I think. So, and this is very expensive to make this pizza, so I have to be an asshole about it. And I can't exactly make it 8 or 9. I don't want, like, if you buy, if like in real life, if you take the piss with price, people are not gonna just entertain your stupidity with it. So, okay, so there's 4 pizzas. I keep doing that, I'm so sorry. It has been a long time. You can view the actual pizza, thank you. So you can see that this has things on it. And this is pizza napoletana, pizza margherita, quattro stagioni, and Andrea Doria. That's all fine and good, but you know, there's these other ones that you could recreate from the manual if I could be arsed, and I have never done so. I might do so, but I have never done so. Instead, we're going to make a whole new pizza, because you can create custom recipes with all these wonderful ingredients. Again, this is 1994. That's what it still is. In some ways, fucking legendary. I used to hover around fruits quite a bit and herb stuff up. I wasn't really a meat eater. Like, I will have a few bits of meat in real life, but I wasn't, you know, ever really into it. If only because they're fucking expensive. So, oh yeah, and you select what was that, chicken. Here, have a drumstick. Well, you don't want a drumstick? Well, here, have a, whatever the fuck that is. That's a slice. You don't want that? Have a mushy slice. You don't want that too bad. So what I would usually do is I do some tomatoes. I try to be ornate with it. I wouldn't try to take too long, and then some salami to fill the gaps. What would go well with this? Carrots. You have a stick of carrot, or you have this little bit of carrot. What do we want? We want garlic. Obviously we want garlic. Garlic pizza is best pizza. You can take your pineapple and shove it up your ass. What else? Well, let's do some sweet corn. That's the tiniest... I love that that's a fucking tiny sweet corn. And you can see in the top right, near here, is the changes. What cutting the ingredient does. That looks alright, but I feel like it needs some garnishing, and I cannot ever stop myself from going to this tab. Even in real life, when I do my chili, I spice the shit out of it. I don't mean excessively, I mean like just, herbs and stuff. Draw out a bit more flavor. That, and we're almost ready to serve it. It just needs some sort of finishing touch. Let's put an egg on it. That's 500 calories. It costs this much to make. This popularity is projected. This is completely non-indicative. You'll see in a second. So, this is what it used. 8 ingredients. Okay, I'm going to say, yeah, let's have a look at this pizza. They'll give you their abysmally low scores, which is shit, so that's like 8, 17. You have just created your first pizza, showing that you are to be taken seriously as an up-and-coming innovative pizza chef. Sweet, so now we go to pizza info, and it's not exactly popular, but it offers something else, and relatively cheap to do. So because it's a bit shit, I'm going to put it on at basically no real profit, sort of. 50%. He says about a 50% profit margin. So I'm wasting a few days, but I want to go over all the menus and show you just how deep this game goes. You can track individual pizza sales, their profits, what's on the menu. This isn't active yet. You can remove a pizza from menu. You have the restaurant stats. So this is what you spent just this, today buying furniture and shit. The week, which is important. The month, which is hella important. This will show up periodically every 7 days. And the customers. This is misleading. What this is the general appeal towards each class. So while I have a lot of pizzas that appeal to young people, I don't actually have many decorations that appeal to young people, and they won't be coming in quite as much. I could go over here and fix that, but it's a little bit like, what would kids like? Crazy tiles. Kids would love crazy tiles. They are eye-gougingly bad. But we can probably find one that's not going to sear our retinas, like this one. That's a $2,000 charge, and it did jack shit, because that's the wrong menu. And that did jack shit. I am so happy with my life choices, everyone. So here are the animated stats. These will come into play when there's actual thing. This is the production. This is the popularity of my restaurant. I don't quite know. Like, I think this is advertisement. But then what is all this? Like, I can't figure it out. I have never been able to figure it out. This shows the amount of... This would be the amount of customers that are in your place. This is the materials, and we haven't ordered any, which I'll show you in a second. It's a fun way to do things. This is the output of our kitchen. That's either based on staff or the ovens, and in actuality, this is nowhere near the possible seating. So we're going to go into the kitchen and see. So... 4 pizzas at a time, 17 pizzas per hour, plus 8. I'm going to say that's not enough. So I'm going to go and buy another big-ass oven. I went up quality, didn't I? Whoops. And then we're going to just plop that down like a lazy asshole. Which is good. Now we can make 512 a day. And that should now be closer to seating, if I can find it. Yeah, see, now that's more in line. It still doesn't match the exact seating, but we are now fairly well equipped to deliver an amount of pizzas. And we don't know how well, frankly, this is going to go off, because the area has, if I can just, demographics, and I can't show you. Well, that's fine. So all that's left now is to order stock. Obviously, if you have nothing to put on your pizzas, you're not going to have pizzas, right? So the big red numbers are the quality of the ingredient, the amount in supply that we have, which is nothing, And this need want is misleading because some pizzas will sell more than others just based on popularity and demand. And these will be weird. Like, you'll see me clicking 50 times to have a one icon go up. I'll explain later, I'm sorry. So, this... I'll keep calling it a splat. This splat, it means, you know, really, really shit budget garbage tier. And this is like ingredients. Unfortunately, because you're starting out and you have Jack plus shit to your name, you cannot really get fancy. Like, if we go to this, then a single fucking carrot costs $5. That is not a thing that is happening, but if you go to Gunther's Vegetables, a carrot costs $2.28. I should note that sometimes carrots will cost less. Like, okay, well, sometimes they'll have like an offer, or certain ingredients will be more expensive. Certain suppliers just won't even have a few of the items you're looking for anyway. Like, this is dirt cheap, but we don't want to take quite that much of a hit. So what we're going to do is, and you have to hold left click, and it's a bit of a pain because there's absolutely no other way. Like, you cannot get a box and quantify. You have to hold left click. So ordering stock manually takes ages. There is a way to order, you can order a single order, or you can make it a running contract. I don't know if it's each day or each week or whatever, but that's what you should be doing eventually. If you keep ordering from the same supplier, they'll eventually give you various discounts and options and, you know, give you favorable rates for being a friend. So I spent that much with them, and if I go back there, well, we're supplied for that. Okay, cool. I just quit because I had to switch categories, and I will try to open my restaurant because we have a loan to pay back. Oh, and yeah, just look at some of these names. If you speak German, some of these are fucking hilarious, I'm sure. So this one's $5.89. See, this is okay, look at this. 1 star, $5.89 for salami. Shit star, $6.38. So there are fluctuations. Like, this one's barely any cheaper. And if we go to this one, it's way more expensive. So actually, this is a good mid-range supplier. It says it's good for 60 days, but again, once I open the restaurant, people start eating my food. Actually, just realized there's some stuff. I could probably show it off later when we have the money, so I'm going to try and not get ahead of myself. But no fruit. Käsecrema. Kurzkäse. As someone who lives in Hungary, right next to Germany, that is how you pronounce the weird A. Or at least as authentically as I can remember. Some people try to go... Well, for that word, cheese, Käse, some people try to go Japanese and go kaze, and it's like, no thank you. I am not a mystical warrior of the wind, even though I fart a lot, and, you know, that will not be acceptable. I don't want to make the joke that just came into my head. It's a little bit disgusting. But, yeah, so we've ordered some of everything. We have our staff sorted out. We have everything pretty much done. And this is just a basic restaurant. It'll do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the restaurant. You have just opened your first restaurant. Nothing can stop you from becoming the greatest pizza maker in the country. Or can it?